Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. So this is my Tara's Teaching Tips where I try and answer and help you with any questions or worries that you've got if you're a trainee or an NQT to be like myself. So obviously I am just going into my NQT year in September, so I've finished my training year. So I'm just here to try and give any advice that I can to anyone that's in the same position as me right now or who is going into their training year very soon. So I'm not here because I think I have all the answers, because I definitely don't. I'm just here to try and help as many of you as I can, just with the kind of things that helped me in my training year and the kind of things that I'm doing now to prepare for my NQT year. Okay, so I'll start with the NQT to be questions first. So this one is from Miss Saunders Teaching, and she has said that she is worried about the thought of managing workload and having my own time in my NQT year. Yeah, we probably are all quite worried about this. I know obviously from our training year that it was very full on and it was a struggle to try and keep a work-life balance. This is probably controversial, but what I'm wanting to do over the summer and what I've been trying to do kind of the past few weeks is try and get things ready as much as I can now, ready for kind of the first term from September. So I am wanting to get a lot of planning done now whilst I've got the time to. So I kind of want to do things like spelling and spag, science, history, things like that. That I know can be planned in advance. I just kind of want to get done now. So I aim to kind of do at least the first half term, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, I just think whilst I've got the time now, I just might as well use it wisely and get lots of things done. Obviously, this might not be what I'd want to do in a normal summer, but I think because of having lockdown and having a lot of time then, I kind of managed to do lots of resources and prepping for my classroom. So now I've obviously still got more free time, so I'd like to try and get lots of things done if I can. But yeah, I'm not saying that's what everyone should be doing, but that's just how I feel and what I would like to do. So yeah, getting resources prepped now would be a good idea, and kind of obviously getting your classroom ready. I do obviously advocate as well that we need to have a break. So yeah, we can't just be working full on. I definitely don't want to be doing that. I've got lots of trips away and things like that planned. But yeah, just use your time wisely if you're free and you can. I think what I would like to plan to do in my NQT year is to kind of have one day off at the weekends, or more if possible. And try and stick to that as best that I can. I think don't take work home when you're at school. Try and do everything you can whilst you're in school, because that will just be so much better for your workload. Try and share your workload as well. So I will be working with the year 6 teacher. I'm in year 5. So yeah, we're going to sort of share our English planning. She's going to help me with my maths planning. We'll do history together, things like that. So just try and if you can, obviously work with others and try and share the workload as best you can. Also, it might be an idea to try and collaborate with other teachers that are in your year group, maybe on Instagram, or people from your course that you know are in the same year. So I've got a few friends that are also in year 5, which is amazing. So I know that we're going to try and help each other out, share planning, share ideas, things like that. But also obviously on Instagram, there's lots of groups that are being put together. I'll try and link them below. And also Facebook's a really great one. There's always loads of different groups for different year groups, so that would be good to find ideas for planning and kind of things that people have already prepared that you could use as well. I just aim to be really organised, have lots of to-do lists, have my planner, my diary. So hopefully that will help to keep organised and to try and make time for myself as well in my diary. And then I think you need to just use your PPA time and your NQT time wisely. So ensure that in your PPA time you are using it, you're not just chatting to everyone else, you're actually using it properly to plan. And then your NQT time, obviously using that to improve yourself and do maybe courses or observe other teachers. So just to try and get as much done as you can in your time out of the classroom. So yeah, I hope that helps other NQT to Bs as well, but obviously that is just what I'm planning on doing, so I'm not saying that's what everyone should be doing. So moving on to the trainee to be questions, from Little Miss H Primary, she has said she's worried about how to be brave and grow confidence in front of a class. So I think that this is really something that comes with time. It is a little bit daunting when you're first standing up in front of a class, even if they are absolutely tiny and only about 5 years old. It is still scary. It's a big thing. But I think that it does come with time. So the more that you do it, the more you grow in confidence, the easier it gets. If you can, obviously, like, experience working with children really, really helps. So the more you can do that, the kind of better you will feel speaking to children and sort of in front of a larger group, and then obviously building up to a whole class. So if you can get experience with children, I know obviously it's a difficult time at the moment, but like, I was a TA, so doing something like that really helps. I used to coach gymnastics. I did that for years, and just like having my own group to take off, even if it was just like a handful of the children, it really helped me to kind of learn how to teach them and to kind of instruct them and to like get on their level, because that will really help you. I also think, to be honest, just like fake it till you make it. Even if you're not feeling confident, go up to the front and just be like, yeah, I can do this. I do know what I'm doing. The children aren't going to know that you don't know what you're doing. They're not going to know that you're feeling like you can't do it. So just pretend that you can, and it will actually really help your confidence. So just have a positive mindset, and that will really, really help you. I also weirdly think that speaking in front of children is really different to speaking in front of adults. Like, I could not sit and speak in front of a room of adults, like at uni, or even when I was at school. Talking in front of a group of people was terrifying to me. But for some reason, I think that children are completely different, and I can do that easily. So yeah, it might be the same for you if you haven't done it before and you're thinking it's actually going to be quite scary. For some reason, children might actually be a very different story. So yeah, don't doubt yourself. You probably will be absolutely fine. Also, just try and help you build up your confidence, maybe reading a story to the class straight away. Kind of just doing small things like that will help you to build up and, eventually be able to teach a whole lesson in front of a class. So next, Sophia Mahmood has said, if you have a bad lesson on placement, what would you do to recover and improve? I think this is a really good question, because you are going to have bad lessons. Everyone does. Not every lesson is going to be perfect. And yeah, you kind of do come out of it thinking, oh, well, that was really rubbish. What went wrong, or sometimes what went wrong, but yeah, so it's good to be able to know that and acknowledge that you're having a bad lesson, and then that will help you to recover and improve on it. So I've kind of written down here that it's good to talk to your mentor. They were probably watching it, possibly observing you or helping you, so talk it through with them. Think about what went wrong, what you could do better next time, things like that. Talking to your mentor, they're going to know what it's like. They've experienced it too, so getting their advice is really, really important. Think about your targets as well. So you're just going to learn from having a bad lesson, and you're going to build on that. So if for example it went wrong because the children didn't understand, then obviously that for your next lesson and your targets, that you need to change them, and that they need to be, that you need to explain it in a different way or have different resources out to help them. So yeah, just thinking about your targets will help you to improve. And then also talking to the subject lead could be a helpful thing to do. So if you were teaching maths, for example, it might be helpful to go and find that subject lead in your school and have a chat with them and see if they've got any advice as to how to improve the lesson ready for next time. And also just remember, the next lesson is always a fresh start, so don't dwell on what happened last time. Just think about the next lesson, plan that accordingly, and just have a fresh start, because that is really always useful. So Eleanor's Edugram has said, how much prep did you do before your PGCE? I'm worried I'm not doing enough. Yeah, don't worry. I really don't think you need to do loads and loads of prep, because you are taught most things. You're taught nearly everything you need to know throughout the year. So as much as it would obviously be helpful and useful to you to do some kind of prep, and maybe a little bit of reading, a bit of subject knowledge, maybe looking at the curriculum, things like that, there I just don't see the point in doing loads and loads of work when you're going to learn it along the way, especially subject knowledge. You learn it as you go, and you'll be given readings to do throughout your year, and you'll be doing your assignments, so you'll be learning from them. So I really think that now is the time to relax. Don't worry about doing loads of prep. I definitely didn't do loads. I was actually given a pre-course assignment, so all of my energy went into that really. So I didn't do much else in terms of reading other than for the assignment. So yeah, don't panic about it. Yeah, there's really no need to do loads and loads of work. I think, to be honest, the most valuable experience before your PGCE is to be working with children and to getting to know how to teach children and to kind of work out how they learn best. So, for example, like I said, I was a TA and I also used to coach gymnastics. So if you can do anything like that, that is really valuable experience. Obviously, I know it's a funny time right now, so things like that might not be possible. But for someone that maybe watches this in the future and is wondering how to prepare, I think actually working with children is the best experience you can have, rather than all the subject knowledge and theory. Although they are really, really important, you will learn them in your actual training year. So the experience with the children, I think, is the best experience you can get before your training. So PGCE_Miss F has said, getting parents to trust you. I'm worried about this because I look like a child myself. Me too, don't worry. I think the main thing with parents is to just be really nice, really friendly, and they'll be on board straight away. It's fine. Doing fun and exciting lessons with the children will hopefully mean that they will go home and tell their parents, oh, do you know what my teacher did with me today? This was really, really fun. And straight away they're going to think, oh, okay, this is really good, she's actually really good, which is nice. I think with parents, it's just really good to share the positives. Obviously, sometimes you're going to have to share the negatives, but to try and keep on top of positives. So maybe whilst you're on placement, try and go out every day and speak to a different parent and share something positive that their child has done that day. I think also when you have to share a negative, make sure that a few days later you follow it up with a positive. So either that the child has turned around and, they've improved on what happened the other day, or, they've just worked really hard on something. So make sure that if you're having to speak to a parent quite frequently about something negative, make sure that there are positives dropped in there as well, because that just always helps your relationship with them and also with the child. Something really nice I thought I'd share is that I had a parent speak to my mentor the other day, and she's a parent of a child that will be coming into my class in September. And she asked if I was a new teacher, an NQT, and so my mentor said yes. And the parent is actually very excited for that, and I actually met her the other day and she was absolutely lovely, and she is really excited that I'm going to be a new teacher and that I'm young, and that hopefully that means hopefully that I will have some different ideas, some fresh ideas, and it will just be helpful for the class to have someone new and young. So yeah, I just thought that was a nice thing for a parent to say. So I think when you get comments like that, cling on to them, because that is a really lovely thing and that's really hopeful, and hopefully other parents will also think that too. So Miss Middle has said that her final placement is now in September. Have I got any ideas for Teacher Standard 1? So I've done a post on this, which I will link in this video. And also Good Morning Miss Foster has been doing all of the teacher standards in her NQT and Mentor lives with us NQTs. So she has done Teacher Standard 1. So I'll link that video here as well. Although it's obviously aimed at NQTs, because it's about the teacher standards, it is exactly the same for trainees. So all of that advice will also be helpful. Just some ideas that I've written down. You could do things to do with growth mindset. In terms of having a safe environment, that could be kind of what you've planned out for PE and how to keep children safe in PE, or if you're doing a science experiment, how to keep them safe for that. Have interesting and engaging displays that may be interactive to help children learn. And also differentiation, that's a really good one for Teacher Standard 1, such as just talking about how to meet all different abilities in your class. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope that it has helped some trainees and NQTs.